the round to make an attack without a smoke being in one of the choke points.
And now we're in this meta where we see all these players buying deagles on the saves when it's not a full force buy. Crims has actually emerged surprisingly as one of the better deagle players actually. He routinely has these highlight rounds on LAN. So I think that's interesting there. Will Fnatic keep going to these weird 3 or 4 deagle buys? Because that's not typically how we think of their team. Yes, they used to abuse Tech9 and CZ, but only on certain players actually. They used to be more of a standard team, I thought.
Right, so the players are all readied up, and we've got about 90 seconds before the match goes live. I'll start with you, Natu. Predictions.
I do think Fnatic is going to win it, but Luminosity is not going to make it easy. I think I think the early rounds are going to really dictate on how it's going to go. If Luminosity gets a great start, I think they can get deep into the double digits, and it's going to be super close.
Especially starting CT side, I feel like Luminosity have like a bit of an edge there, but I have to go with Fnatic. Even if they had a bit of a weak performance yesterday, I think actually that might help them to be even more alert and awake today. So yeah, Fnatic to win it. Close game. Something like 16-12 in favor of Fnatic.
Duncan? I'm pretty sure Fnatic's going to win it. One of the problems I see for the guys from Luminosity is, I think that was actually a surprising pick ban. I can't see any way they could have rationally figured out that it would come down to Inferno. Some of the bans from Fnatic were actually banned maps that they previously would have been expected to want to play because of their strengths. So I think that takes away some of the edge of that tactics. They're looking at all the demos, knowing what they're going to do. So I'm taking Fnatic to win this one.
So all three of you going for Fnatic. Thanks a lot for your thoughts, gentlemen. We'll see if you're right. Without any further ado, let's get into the game. It is the 5th of the day and the 2nd day of the major here. It's going to be Fnatic versus Luminosity Gaming. Take it away, boys.
Well, thank you very much at the desk. I think we're live now. Yeah, perfect, great. So it is going to be me, Semler, with Moses on my right. How's it going, Moses? Are you excited for this match?
I'm pumped for this match. This is like a replay, kind of, or the last major they played in the best of 3 in Cologne.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is, I mean, it feels like they always seem to run into each other, Fnatic and Luminosity. It's like LAN after LAN. If the two of them are there, they're going to run into each other at some point.
Yeah, well, and it's this is kind of an interesting map pick because it's so strong for Fnatic, like I talked about on the desk, but also Luminosity beat TSM on this map back at the Pro League, the ESL ESEA Pro League finals.
Mm-hmm. And we had, yeah, we were kind of giggling about that, right? Because TSM and Thorin hit all the points. The TSM played it very passively on that map, and, well, Luminosity took advantage of it. Then Fnatic showed up, and they were like, well, here, Danes, you know, let us go ahead and show you some true Scandinavian power here. And they just kind of just slapped Luminosity around. So,
as they do most teams on this map.
But it was pretty brutal. I remember it being pretty one-sided. So I'm curious to see if, you know, Luminosity, they've had a little bit of time now to try and develop their game. I mean, what do you think so far going into this map, considering they get to start on CT side at least?
Yeah, that's at least, you know, positive for them moving forward. They can get off to a good start. Definitely CT side. The big thing is they can't go down. It's kind of that double-edged sword. If they go down so early and Fnatic has control on the Terror side, they can just run that score up, and that's going to be the dangerous part. Also, you have to expect if LG wants to win this match, they're going to have Cold. He's going to have to go nuts again, just like he did yesterday.
Right. I mean, that's a big reason why they're even here at this point. Like, Cold was like, you know what? I'm feeling warm tonight. Puts him on his shoulders, just carries him across that finish line versus Fnatic, and it was one hell of a performance from him. But you're absolutely right. We have to keep an eye on him because he was the one who woke up for Luminosity. He's the one who kept the South Americans in the fight.
I want to keep my eye on JW because I thought Natu brought up the good point. Is this is like JW's always like, this is just literally a playground. You can just watch when he plays. He has like so much fun on this map. He's so good at just randomly being aggressive on that lane side with an AWP. And that's a scary situation for LG moving forward into this matchup. But I mean, that's going to come in the second half. For the first half, you're going to have to, Luminosity's got to keep control of Banana. They've got to be able to maintain early pressure in Banana. They need to push down. They need to make Fnatic fear a little bit, you know, pushing up so quickly. They can't allow them to have so much control in Banana.
Yeah, I would go so far as to say across the entire map, right? Like, they need to be able to challenge in mid. You need to have to actually master that fear, because you're absolutely right bringing up that point with JW. Kenny is also one of those operators. It was pretty much the two of them that just did incredible things on this map where no other operator would want to take the challenge. They would play really passive and just hold these angles. JW and Kenny would be out there taking fights, just making it look like frag reel stuff all the time. But you have to be brave to go up against that.
Yeah.
You never know where JW is going to be. So that could be a mental game that's actually happening here for Luminosity, where it's like they need to be able to push out there regardless of whether JW is going to be in second mid waiting for him or in Banana.
And when you talk about mastering your fear and everything, like, you have to be able to take those battles. That's something Fnatic does really good on their CT side. You know, this map on the defense is all about managing your smokes, having those utilities and having your Molotovs, and to maintain those into the later portions of the round to delay these hits coming in, you have to be willing to take early fights in those choke points. You can't let, you know, your fear cause you to throw a smoke at 1 minute and 15 seconds just because you feel some pressure. You have to be able to take that fight once in a while. So you can hold on to a smoke, hold on to a Molotov, and Fnatic is one of the best teams at doing that.
Yeah, it seems like our talk, revolves greatly around B side, and Crims is pretty much famous for that. I mean, that guy's ice cold. You constantly see him just saving a smoke until 30 seconds left, and he's like, yeah, come through it. Yeah. Come through. I dare you. I double dog.
I want you to. Well, and also Olaf plays over there as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
so
that's
it's like
that duo.
It's like, man, we got to go to the B bomb site. We got to play against Crims and Olaf. It's like sections the map off.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually our first seed match that we're going to be going through here in the group stages between Luminosity Gaming starting on the CT side and Fnatic starting on the T side. And already Olaf Meister, he's in full raid boss mode, but Flusha doesn't need his help. Olaf's on the other side of the map. Flusha, he's just taking care of business alone here on the B side.
Yeah, they get that first kill, but he's the only one over towards B, and no one from Luminosity has rotated over, so keeping their cool early on. Now Fnatic's going to be able to pressure out. Boiler Room pressure up mid. It's only one person spotting it. That's Cold. He gets pre-fired back. There's the smoke on lane side.
They're going to be able to just rush up here. This is true Fnatic style. All-out pressure. Cold, he does trade 1-for-1, but that's with Pronex. That's not the big threat here. You've got Olaf, you got Flusha, Crims and JW. They're all still alive, and Steel is gone. He saw no push coming in from Banana Flusha, so it's like there's only one guy around here, fellas.
And true raid boss, like you mentioned, Olaf with the Tech 9 and armor just keeps pressuring, stays in that CT spawn, wants to take more fights after getting that first kill. He's bloodthirsty right now. He's going to wrap around Fallen, who got a kill. Fallen knows he's here, and Olaf not committing to that fight, but there's still one flanking. He's up into B right now.
That's so smart by Olaf Meister. Falls back. Now Fallen has to constantly worry about getting shot in the back. His teammate isn't getting the support necessary. Bolts is up on the site, and there we go. Fallen finally has to try to run in, and he turns away from Flusha, who takes his face off, and Flusha takes the final kill of the first round. What a dominant pistol on all fronts. Fnatic just gave us a masterclass demonstration.
Flusha gets the first kill and the last kill of that round. It comes full circle for him in the pistol. 3 kills total, but it's all about Olaf, like you said, not taking that fight, just making sure that any CT trying to rotate. Fallen had to be aware all of the time. He had to be very much cautious, checking his back. Same with JW. He pops out, takes a couple shots, and he doesn't commit to a fight. He falls back into construction when the site's being retaken. So very smart passive play, just ensuring that there's no chance they can lose the round.
And well, this is where it gets scary because, well, Luminosity, they have gone for the force buy. It doesn't look like they want to hold on to the nades, or at least try and prioritize the nades in their first buy round with the rifles. It's going to be here in the second round. They don't want to let Fnatic run away with this, but Fnatic have gone for a bit of a healthy mix in the gear. They've gone for 3 rifles and 2 SMGs. So if they run into Fallen, he's going to be in for a sad time. But if they run into Steel with the CZ, it doesn't really work out for JW.
That's one of the rifles, too. It's down. Crims is going to be able to salvage it easily, but takes the MAC-10 out of their hands, and actually there's a decent amount of pressure being put on by Luminosity now. Aggression over towards these A halls. And everything's just kind of stalled out at the moment. Everyone's just being patient. Man down, Fnatic wants to make sure they're not going to get aggressed upon anywhere, and Luminosity just waiting for the play, knowing they're a man up.
Wolfmeister doing a very good job so far of not trying to push in. He's waiting for one mistake to be made. Crims just throwing some shots out there, seeing if he can bait a response out of Luminosity. But for now, Luminosity, they're playing as if it's a full buy round. They're like, we got our first kill, but now it's up to Fnatic to come to us, right?
Yeah, that first kill actually put Fnatic in their place. They wanted to be aggressive. They got up the B bomb site within 20 seconds, and now they've slowed everything down. Olaf, he's going to have to clear these halls out. He's going to be the only one. 3 members coming up mid, and all of Luminosity, they make the wrong call. They send 4 players over towards B, and it's going to be an A-hit. Cold can't do everything. He does get 1 kill, can't get away, though. That's going to be the bomb site for Fnatic. They're going to be able to get it planted and move into a post-plant position, and here comes the retake.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get that default plant down. They realize now perhaps that the site is clear, and now Flusha, he spots the first man out through library onto long. That's Fallen gone. Fallen didn't have Kevlar though, so he's not the big target. Steel has found a Galil to work with, and it's a 3-on-3 retake now as Olaf Meister tries to hold off 2 Luminosity players pushing up short. They walk right in, and it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Olaf takes out Bolts, and Pronex stays alive on the site. So a much more expensive round here for Fnatic than what they wanted, but still, Luminosity just making them realize you can't take us too lightly here.
Right, then they actually, you're expensive. Fnatic loses an AK-47 in that round. They can't pick up the second one. They only get the Galil. So rebuys come out, but now's the thing. Can Luminosity deal some damage again? Because Fnatic can build his bank up quickly. They've got 1 MAC-10. Crims is on the Tech 9 just to save some money because they took so much damage in that last round.
Now he realizes, well, now it is going to be pretty standard fare here, Luminosity. They're going to be going for a pretty hard eco. They still do manage to invest in a CZ75, for example, a couple P250s. But no nades to work with this time, no nades to really soften things up here for Fnatic. We're still pretty impressed with Cold so far. I mean, in the space of a couple rounds, we've already seen him actually frag pretty hard. 2 kills for him. He's leading the charge for his team, but both of those kills, they looked pretty good.
Now JW, he's going to be the one entering, and he's the one with the Galil again. So using the rifle instead of the SMGs. Once boosted, Steel can't get that kill. JW finds it. He adjusts again and mows down Fallen. Nicely done from JW. 2 entries for him as they come into the B bomb site.
Yeah, that's going to set it up. It looks like Luminosity, they're still going to try and hang around here. Cold, or rather Fair, hasn't actually rotated off that A site yet. It seems like he's still got an idea that Olofmeister might be lurking around here. We'll see if he gets any joy out of that. Might also be trying to hold on to that $500 investment he made in his pistol. Damage is there. Fair, he finds Olaf. Olaf only had the Mac 10 though, so it's not a big loss for Fnatic. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, and that Mac 10 that gets picked up, Fur hasn't even been able to do anything with it. He's in CT spawn. Yeah, that smoke could be a nice distraction. Fnatic might not check it if they notice that smoke at Archway, but he's playing very close up. Going to try and grab one more kill, but Pronax swings out wide, takes some damage, but ends up taking out Fair. So 3-0 for Fnatic early on, going into the first gun round.
And 3-4 players staying alive there. Crims should be able to upgrade no problem at all here. And we're going to get a full buy out of Fnatic. Now, we did notice that Fallen was prioritizing the AWP. He didn't get the frags that he was looking for to allow him to get some nades, but he still has just enough money to get Kevlar and a decoy nade. So the firepower is there. Fallen showing that he's willing to go for it, but then, of course, the guy that we were focused on at the beginning of this round, JW, he's gone for it as well.
A couple members of LG also choosing to go for the FAMAS just so they can add some nades. Steel could have gotten M4, but he wanted the Molotov to use in these choke points, and Fallen holding this angle over towards the B bomb site. Flesha being very cautious with it, knowing an op could be on the field, but more aggression for Luminosity in these A-halls.
Now they're trying to clear it out pretty systematically here. Crims putting some shots through into bedroom, and Bolt's content to just sit and wait. He hasn't been found out yet. And he does have Fair here to support him, so if somebody was to try and check through the hole in the wall there, Fair's going to be in perfect spot to actually take him out. Fnatic still setting up it now. Crims is committed. Pronax is here as well. Crims, Bolts doesn't even need the help. He's actually going to take Crims out single-handedly, and now Olofmeister not in position to get the refrag.
Yeah, and he gets smoked off as well. It's going to allow Bolts to go away, get out free. Takes a little bit of damage as Olaf spams through the smoke, but it's a good find for LG. Now they pop flash mid. JW, he's got to crouch down so he can't be seen. LG, that's just an information peek, trying to see what they can get. Fallen, the shot from him gets baited out. Now he's got to get away, but he's in a scary spot.
And he just makes it out. Only takes 10 points of damage there. Nicely done by Fallen. He's got, 10 points rather. He gets dropped down to 50. Sorry, the bottle's in the way. I'll move that. But it is still a man advantage here for Luminosity. They still actually have managed to hold on to an HE and a flash. And with 25 seconds left, Fnatic really don't have much time to play with. Smokes go down onto this A site, and the push begins. Fnatic just going straight up short. They're trying to wrap, and then it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Fair's still alive until JW strikes him down. And it's going to be the man holding on the site itself. Cold gets caught by Pronax, and it's falling apart for Luminosity in this key round. 9 seconds left, and that bomb will get planted. And now it comes down to Fallen and Steel. They have a kit to play with, so they have a little bit more time, 5 seconds worth, and there it is. Fallen, he catches Pronax going out onto short. But that's the info that Pronax was looking for as well. Now JW and Flesha, they have everything they need to just keep this locked. And this is still going to be it. I mean, they're not peeking out Fnatic. They're really trying to play for the time. Nice wallbang there onto Fallen, dropping him low down to 31, and then Flesha finds the angle. JW took out Steel from long, and Fnatic, the first buy round for Luminosity, they get denied.
Yeah, once that pressure comes in onto that A-bomb site, it's just Cold left in the site, getting wrapped upon from 2 locations. Fallen couldn't make the rotate back from the B-bomb site in time to help out. And that's just a really difficult spot to be. And that retake seemed like they weren't really sure if they wanted to go for it. It was very, very slow paced. Both members of Fnatic in the site and just kind of pinching in on it, much like the attack went for Fnatic, but it wasn't really that aggressive.
If you it feels like if you slow down the pace versus Fnatic, they aren't going to get jittery. Instead, it just gives them time to think things through. And they're like, what's the ideal way to play the remainder of this round? Just like we saw in the pistol. Oh, we'll just be a threat. Or we'll just sit and not peek and not give you an easy frag. Fnatic are making the right calls. They're known for being incredibly intelligent players.
Yeah, and because of that, this is brutal now. This is what we said cannot happen to Luminosity. Even pop flashing through the smoke. There's one pushing up. That's Fallen. He gets 2 kills. Nicely done from him, but he falls eventually. It is the 3-on-2, though. Flesha and Crims going up against 3 members of Luminosity on the rotate now. It's just pistols, though. And that choke point is going to be smoked off towards CT spawn.
Wow, they are not wasting any time at all. Between Flesha and Crims, they actually leave rifles behind them. Banana, not going to play into it, though, for Luminosity. They don't make their way through there to pick up those guns. Instead, they're going to be counting on the triple deagle that they've got running. Bolts just runs through the fire, and that doesn't pan out well for him. Flesha does spot the man in construction as well, and now they have all the info. They know where this pinch is coming in from Luminosity. It's one after another, and there it is. Cold finds the headshot on Crims, so it is going to be down to Flesha, one of the best clutchers in the world, and he oversteps. Somehow, he actually gets caught.
I think they're going to have this.
I think it's going to be real close, but they do have it. Incredible. Luminosity on an eco round. They pull it off. And Fallen with the 2 kills, the 2 key kills in Banana to actually make this possible.
That's insane that they just win that round. What a retake. And you saw Bolts, he comes right through that fire. A little bit, it looks a little goofy, but he's just trying to catch him off guard. Maybe seeing if one of the Fnatic players is using that Molotov almost like a smoke. But Fallen, he makes that early play, and then those deagles right at the end, and they're able to get those kills in time. You could see Flusha trying to play with the timer just a little bit, delaying as long as he could, but falls eventually. And that's huge for Luminosity because they're on the verge of going down 0-5. That would have been brutal, but now with 1-4, they gain so much money just winning an eco round like that. Free weapons.
And they really do put they really do put a lot of pressure on Fnatic's economy now. It's always this way when you win an eco round versus a fully equipped team. They're going to have to spend so much money in the next round to get re-equipped Fnatic, and we're seeing that now. JW doesn't hesitate, just goes for the op. I mean, he has that now to work with, but we can already see, you know, going from like 7,000, 8,000 economy, they all drop down to around 2,000, if not, you know, lower on Flusha and JW. Whereas Luminosity now, 2 of their players at least have a little bit of give.
Question is, Fallen, when he had the op in the first gun run, wasn't able to really find anything. They went to the other bomb site that he was at. This time he goes over towards A instead of B. They're going to push down again, though. Flusha completely blind. He gets over towards the tree. He's going to try and flash to keep him back, but Steel won't slow down. Gets that first kill. Nicely done. The nade comes out, not going to be able to finish him off. And they fall back into the B site with the man advantage.
So close. Such a close call. Flusha tried to do the best that he could there in that situation, but the flash didn't go off fast enough, the one that he banked off that wall. So no joy this time for Fnatic. And again, Luminosity doing a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the Swedes at this point. Deep Molotov, Flash is going to go through, and Bolts, he was in position to just hold down Mouse 1. He will get the kill, but only the 1-for-1 instead of the full spray down. He has no way of knowing, obviously, just how many people were lined up for him there, but that could have been brutal for Fnatic.
But he had the intel. Dying, he gets the intel that all 3 members of Fnatic came through that smoke. That allows Cole to be very aggressive, get up this position towards the bench. Fnatic, they got to be careful. They may not clear this out. They may not expect this kind of a play. Doesn't look like they're going to look for it. JW runs by. Cold can't get the kill, though, and Pronax cleans him up, but there's Fallen to bail him out of a tough spot.
What a key frag there onto Pronax, slowing it down. And what beautiful air movement from JW. That control just glides out of harm's way. But he's down to 20 HP. Olafmeister down to 8. And with only 27 seconds left, they have a lot of work ahead of them to get onto this site. They do have 2 smokes, though, to make their jobs easier, but they would love to find a frag, hold on to those smokes to buy some time. JW's going to get caught. Olaf is there, though, to take out Fallen, but he still needs to go up and pick up this bomb. 15 seconds left. This is valuable time ticking away, and now Fair's getting closer. Olaf, he has to get back onto the site, but Fair can actually spot him. Or for a moment he could, and yeah, is going to be able to apply the pressure. Olaf, no more time now for the bomb plant, but he does get the kill. Steel, though, with no time left on the clock. Luminosity will win their second round. Steel didn't have to come into that site to take the fight.
How costly, though. Fallen gets out of Graveyard very aggressively. Olaf's able to pick him off, and if that would have been a crucial bomb plan if he didn't have to jump all the way up there in the balcony. Smart play, though, picking up the op. I thought he was just going to swing off balcony and wait for that first rotation, maybe try and grab that kill. But either way, he makes that such an expensive win for Luminosity. You can see their bank is still so incredibly low. 2 Famas on the board. Cole's down at $0, but fortunately for them, it is going to be mostly a save from Fnatic. They buy up some upgraded pistols, some utility on Pronax and Olaf, which he saved from the last round. Nice pop flash. Fallen's got to get out of there.
Oh, but Flusha gets flashed as well, so no joy. And well, Fnatic had a little bit of a moment there where they could have pulled something off that was pretty big, but now it's going to be down to hard work, basically. Fallen decides to go for the challenge, get control of top banana once again with that smoke. As it clears, now he's got the position, he's got the angle with the AWP. Does get shoulder peek, though, so nice play there. And now Fnatic, they could try and go ahead and inch their way forward, take advantage of this space at top banana to set up for a push onto that side if they want.
Yeah, this is a full committal towards this B bomb site. 1 pop flash over here, that could ruin everything. Another shoulder peek comes out, baits out a shot. Still none of the smokes used for Fnatic, though. They had 2 coming into this round. Steel's just going to spam through. He gets dinked up a little bit by JW. He does some damage in return, but still, Fnatic not falling back from banana whatsoever, and no rotations out of Luminosity.
Yeah, for a little frustrating there for JW. If you'd had more than a Glock, if you'd had a P250, I think he would have got the kill there. But again, Fnatic, you're right. They are still committed to this site. Bomb is still sitting top, and now 35 seconds left. And they still have, they still have a smoke on Pronax.
Oh, there's a nice kill from Olaf. Gets the first pick, but all of Luminosity has rotated over towards the B bomb site. Even Cold has cheated over towards CT spawn. But you're right, no utility to stop this push from Fnatic.
And there's the first shot. Cold actually going to be able to take out JW. Fallen not having any impact, and Pronax takes out Steel. The rotation was there, but the damage is done. Fnatic will be able to get onto this site and get the bomb plant, and Flusha's got the angle using Fallen's op against Cold. So now it's down to Bolts. He's in a 1v4 situation. He's going to be coming through construction, as we can see here. And Bolts, he's got the angle on Flusha, but Flusha can just go for the peak, really make him sweat. And he's just boxed in at this point. And they know exactly where he's playing from. If Crims goes down, that's a way out, perhaps. But not even if Flusha's got the angle with the AWP.
Yeah,
at this point, Bolts is just trying to keep them on this site. It's like, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm taking you with me.
Not even going to work. Flusha just ends that thought. What a round from Fnatic. They slow played that. They only had pistols. They had one AWP to work with, but basically a full committal into that in the banana with all the pistols and the op just working over towards the A site. That pick by Olaf was crucial.
Yeah.
LG even had a good read on it though. They had 3 members over at the B